Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Steven.
And your girl Michelle.
And this is...
Through the Eyes of S&M.
The Raw Truth.
Period,
Pooh. What's up, girl? How you doing this week?
I'm good. How are you? It's been kind of a crazy day, you know. It's Monday.
It's always crazy on Mondays, girl.
It always is crazy. Oh my goodness. But, you know, starting the week out strong. Hit a really good workout today.
Okay.
I might not be able to walk tomorrow. But, you know, it's worth it in the end.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but I might be hating myself tomorrow and the next day. So, yeah.
I can agree with you on that today. Today was crazy.
How was your workout?
It was good. I did shoulders today. Usually I don't isolate too much when I lift. I usually do like shoulders and back, or I mix it up. Yeah. And today I was like, I feel like just doing shoulders today. And I had like 3 workouts left, and I just needed a boost of energy, so I went and dry scooped some pre-workout. And let me tell you, I had 2 other clients, and on the second client, I was bugged out. Like, I was so bugged. So I had to do some glutes today before I left, because I'm like, I can't go home like this. So like, there's no way.
I drank, so like, me and Pat, which for you guys that don't know, is a trainer that works with me as well at my gym, and we're obsessed with Ghost energy drinks.
Yeah, y'all been
like,
just going to GNC
I
all the time,
really
bro.
bad. Like, at this point, Ghost needs to sponsor us, because like all of our gym is Ghost. Okay. We have 3 different flavors of energy drinks that me and Pat have bought. We ordered another one online. It's this orange creamsicle one, because they don't have it at GNC. So good. When I tell you, I was like, oh, when I drank it today, because they came in the mail and I brought them to work. And I was like, oh, this is heaven.
Oh my God.
And then I literally pumped that workout out for 2 hours today. Killed myself. Died halfway through, but that energy drink had me going.
Man, I swear to God, energy drinks they have me going all the time. But I had to dry scoop that pre-workout today, because it hits you different when you dry scoop it. Dry
scooping can be dangerous.
Yes.
With your heart, but it gives you that extra kick.
Yes. Parental vision advised.
Yeah. And I honestly don't recommend pre-workout every time you work out, but when you need the extra boost, that's very helpful.
Oh yes. Anyways, girl.
So, guys, what are we going to get into today, Steven?
Today we're going to talk about the fundamentals of health and fitness.
Get really into, the 5 components of fitness, really break it down, discuss it. Today's going to be more so, I wouldn't say just, raw and through our, it's through our opinion and things like that, of what we really think and feel, but it's also kind of research stuff that we took that's scientific information, and we're going to share it with you so you guys kind of know more details. A lot of people in the fitness world that don't actually study it for school and to be a trainer, you guys know a little bit but not the actual details, so we're going to break it down for you today.
Yes, ma'am. That's how we do it up in here.
Okay, period.
I'm pumped up. Maybe that pre-workout is still there. I don't know.
It probably is. Shoot, I might need a dry scoop of it.
Man, let me tell you. So
what do we want to get into first? You want to just kind of begin and break it down? Well,
yeah. So today there's a lot of components when it comes to the fundamentals of health and fitness. You got cardiovascular, we got muscular endurance, we have muscular strength, body composition, flexibility, agility, balance, speed, tasks. We're going to break everything down so everything is understandable for you. But let's talk about cardiovascular strength.
All right.
You want to take over that one?
Sure. So basically it's kind of like your aerobic capacity that really just describes the function of your heart and how it's performing through your workouts. Let's see, what kind of, I kind of want to break it down in more of a way that it's not so, scientific, where people can the everyday people can understand.
So, it's like your lung capacity. So, anything you do with, running, high intensity workouts, pretty much like cardio workouts.
Anything that's going to push your heart rate up, anything that's going to really get you moving, make your heart rate like fast and pumping that blood throughout your body. So it's really like, it pushes your heart, your lungs, your blood vessels to work harder than what they do on like the average day-to-day moving.
And honestly, I do this once a week with all my clients because, you know, I know they come in and they do...
They walk on the treadmill or do little things to get their heart going, but like high-intense cardio is way different than just walking on the treadmill cardio.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people will like to stick with the basics, just lifting and kind of trying to build their heart rate through lifting and also adding cardio exercises in their lifts as well.
Right.
But it hits different when you're just focusing on a cardio workout or a high intensity workout.
My favorite thing is to do for like a higher intensity cardio day is a circuit.
Yes.
You know, like it might start with a warm up on a treadmill or a Stairmaster or something, but there's a lot more into it that's very high intense movements instead of just a basic way to get your cardio in, which is actually way more beneficial to your heart. It keeps your heart very healthy, keeps your body young, keeps your blood flowing correctly.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. I love circuits. I love putting people through circuits. I mean, honestly, I put myself through a circuit before I do anything because I got to make sure if I can't do it, why the heck am I going to put my clients through it?
I tell people that all the time. Like, you know, like I'll do a workout and when I have a client later in the day, I'm like, I did this workout this morning. So I know you can do it. If I can do this, I know I'm a little bit stronger. I've been doing this a little bit longer than you, whatever. The way I do it for you is a little less intense than what I've done it for myself. But if I can do it even more intense than what you're going to do, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but if I can't do it, then I'm not going to force my clients who are less active than I am do it. You know, who haven't built up the strength and endurance for it.
Which is very important. If any of the trainers out here that are listening, it's always important to make sure, you know, whatever workout that you're giving your clients, make sure you can do the workout before you give it to them. I mean, it's our job in reality to specialize a workout program for them. But we still have to do it to make sure if we can do it, we know they can do it.
Well,
I mean...
Yeah, but like the specialty, like things like the personalized workouts I give my clients, they might not be as personalized as my goals are or things like that, but I will still do it right. But I will still put my body through it just to make sure that if I can handle it, then they can. Because if I can't, like, why would I kill my client? Something I can't even do.
And also, I want to see where it, like, I want to see
how far it pushes you to. Like, how much it really affects your cardiovascular system. Because, like, what if I do a circuit, I might write it out, and then I go to actually do it, and I'm like, this isn't as intense as I want it to be. Or it's not working in as hard as I want it to. So there's little tweaks I'll add to it, things like that.
And honestly, guys, I tell you this right now, your boy don't like cardio. I'll do it, but I don't like it.
Like everyone hates cardio.
I really do. I think...
To be honest, I don't think that's ever a favorite for somebody, unless they're a runner or something. Like, then they love cardio and different stuff. But me... I like weight training. Cardio is like, damn, I really have to go do cardio.
I know. I've been doing cardio like in the summertime, kind of like trying to get more of the abs showing a little bit, or just build up my cardio.
I like to add in when I'm doing like weight training, stuff like that, in my whole workout for the few hours or whatever. I like to at least add one exercise in there that is more higher intense for cardio, things like that. Like, for instance, today I did like a leg day with quad focus, but I added in like wall throws with a medicine ball squats, and like, but you're doing them at a fast rep, so like you're a fast pace, like you're pushing your body through them. you're not going slow and like, okay, let me squat and throw the ball. No, it's quick. You move your body, and by the end, you're like, like breathing heavy. You're like out of breath. You need to sit, but like that's how you add cardio into it as well, instead of just hopping on the treadmill or whatever. So, just really make sure you focus on your breathing with cardio.
Yes,
that's something I push on my clients, because if you're not focusing on your breathing, you're messing everything up, and you could really like hurt yourself actually if you're not breathing properly, like in through your nose, out through your mouth, taking steady deep breaths instead of like quick shallow. So like you want to really take that deep breath, because your blood is pumping so quick through your body, your heart's racing, and which is pushing oxygen throughout your whole body, and you really need to fill up your lungs and have good air support for like that intense of a workout.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So next, I kind of want to. Do you want to cover any more on cardio?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything on cardio.
So I kind of want to get into like muscular endurance, and like you can kind of say like muscular endurance and muscular strength have a lot of similarities, but I feel like we can break them down a little bit more into separate things. So do you want to like kind of go into how they're similar first?
Yeah. So muscular strength and endurance, it's very similar. So when you're training, it's a form of exercise for devoting the strength and the size of the body's skeletal muscles. So, with that being said, like the functional benefits and improvement in your overall health and well-being. So it provides like a coating.
Yeah,
se for both strength and endurance. Without strength, where's the endurance? And without endurance, where's the strength?
Right. You can't. You have to kind of have both for it to go together. You can't just have one and not the other. But like, because let's say with endurance, it's a long period of time. But let's say you're doing something for a long period of time with heavy weight, right? You're going to need that strength. So now they're both coming in together. Which kind of breaks them down a little more, I guess. So muscular endurance is like the ability for your muscles to contract. Oh my god. Contract, for reps and like over a long period of time rather than just doing it for a few seconds. Like let's say you're trying to like do one rep of a deadlift, that's not endurance.
Right.
If you're deadlifting for reps, let's say you're going for 5 to 10 reps, that's going to be your endurance, where it's that longevity period of you're continuously doing it. And then the strength is like, in a sense,
the power,
which helps your body lift and carry heavy weight, not so much for that long period of time, or even it could be, but it's more so just your body having the ability to actually lift and hold that weight and the power to push your body through that. Without that, your body would really be unable to sustain the daily demands that we go through. You think about everything you do involves lifting or pulling or pushing, and it could be lightweight, but your body still needs the strength to do it.
Right.
So, lifting a chair or pushing a chair, and if you're really, really weak, you can't do that. So your strength is the power for you to be able to perform in any daily task.
And the crazy thing is about strength. About strength, there's these two exercises that that comes together perfectly for that. Suitcase walks.
Yeah.
Weighted walks. Perfect prime example. You gotta be able to have the strength to walk around, depending if you want to use a kettlebell or a dumbbell.
Or even plates.
Or even sandbags.
Yeah. I give my clients sometimes plates. Just like a few pounds, like 25-pound weight, or like My, like, older clients that are a little bit weaker, like, give them a 10-pound plate on each side, walk the entire gym, and really focus on your core and engaging it.
Yes.
And that's that, like, strength and endurance where it's, like, you're holding this weight for a really long time.
Yes.
You're walking. Your body has to think of multiple different motions while engaging your core and making sure you grip that weight and hold it. So that's really a huge one that it involves both.
And then one other one I would say is clean and snatch.
Okay.
You can either do that with a kettlebell or a dumbbell.
Yeah.
And with the clean and snatch, you're definitely engaging the core.
Right. You're engaging the whole body pretty
much. Yeah. But without that strength, how are you able to lift it?
Right.
How are you able to
cleanly snatch it up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that strength is like huge, especially in the biggest thing in any type of workout is you can engage your core with just about every workout you do, every exercise. If your core is not strong, a lot of things you do is not performed right and your form isn't correct. And that's something we're going to get into in another episode more detailed, but that's something huge with like strength is your body needs the strength in your core to be able to sustain any workout.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Let's talk about body composition.
Okay.
Body comp is, I like to call it body comp. I hate saying composition. This is doing too much. Body comp, it's pretty much used to describe the percentage of
everything
fat
in
and
your body
bone and stuff like that. Yeah.
So basically everything, bone, fat, like the water, blood, everything that makes up your body.
And when we pull up assessments, right? This is a prime example. When we pull up assessments, we always go over what?
The body fat percentage, weight, and then we break it down and show them without any fat what your weight would be. So
and
that's
what your body fat weight is.
Right. And so like what your weight would be without it, what the weight of just the fat on your body is. And then we kind of go in and explain it like without all this fat, all this is kind of what adds up to make your body at this, like the lean mass.
Right.
Which is your body's 90% water almost. So it's like
about what 70? Is it 90%?
I don't know.
I think it's like 70.
I think it's a little
something.
less. That's why I said like almost. But I feel like it all just depends
70.
too, because some people hold water and retain it more too.
Yes,
so you have to think. I was reading an article where like, they were saying that it's not so much just there's a specific number that your body has because there's certain people that hold water who really retain it and different stuff. So you kind of have to look more to individual than just this overall. Everyone just has this specific number. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of things in the health world is like specific, but everybody's unique.
Yeah.
So it really can vary. But basically, body composition is literally what your body is composed of and
pretty
everything.
Much. I mean, pretty much body composition speaks for what the definition is. This is very useful. It's a very useful tool, not just for the trainers, but it's also a very useful tool for you to know where you're at, you know, and what it gives you an idea so you can kind of be like, okay, I need to work on this.
Yeah, and I think body fat percentage is kind of one of the bigger ones to the body composition because that's one that's really going to help you break down where you're at with fat comparative to muscle. Break down everything. And, like, if you're going to really get into, like, a workout, let's say you're heavier and you want to lose weight and you want to work out and then you start counting your macros and stuff, you can really break yours down.
Yes.
Because of what your body fat percentage, because of everything that you calculate for your body. So that's something, too, that, like, I kind of want to get into in another episode where we really break it down, like, your macros and everything, so you guys have an idea more so of what all that is, and, like, because your macros really are a huge part of your nutrition and everything with, like, building your body.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our next one, I mean, it pretty much speaks for itself as well. Flexibility.
Right, flexibility.
Go ahead.
It's just kind of basically, like, your joint rotation, like all types of stretching. It's like, you want to use stretching and all that for warming up. Your flexibility is huge when it comes to not even just working out, your daily life. If you're all stiff and you barely can move, you know how hard it is to get through, like, anything, to sit, to walk. Your flexibility is one of the most important things. Honestly, in my eyes, flexibility is one of the most important aspects to fitness, because if you want to go down in a squat, you need to start really stretching and open up your hips and everything so that you can get in the proper form, get the proper depth that you want. And so flexibility is a huge, huge part of not just fitness, but everyday life.
It is. And that was funny you say that. If you want to improve on your squats, flexibility is the perfect way of improving on anything, really.
Yeah.
But, I also want to throw this in here, too. If you are a person listening right now and you definitely want to improve on your squats, the best workout to improve on your squats will always be hip thrusts. And the reason why is because you are definitely working on your hip flexors. You're not just working on your butt. Yeah, you're working on your butt most of the time anyways. It's a butt workout. But without that flexibility in your hips, how can you lift up all that heavy weight, right? With all the flexibility in your hips, how can you go down into a lower squat, right? Anyways, let's move on, because I like to twirl, girl. I like to twirl.
But I really think with flexibility, the huge thing is doing an active stretch as a warm-up. If you're going into leg day, really open up those hip flexors. Really start doing, like, some leg swings, doing some hip circles. Really start, like, moving, There's so many things that you can do. I want to, like, say that's another episode. Like, we can really break down a bunch of exercises, like, stretches that are for a good warm-up. My warm-up for leg days when I'm going in to do, like, heavy squats, things like that, is, like, a 5 to, more like 10 to 15 minute, like, warm-up of really just opening up my hips, like, stretching them out, because my biggest fear is hurting my hips. After being a skater all my life and falling on them, my hips are such a mess that, like, I don't need them to be any more messed up. But, like, doing an active stretch in the beginning to warm up, and then really sitting down and stretching out after, because if you don't stretch after, your muscles are not getting the full engagement from the workout.
And they're just going to tighten up at the end of the day.
Yep, you're going to tighten up, you're going to be sore. You're going to hate yourself. Like, it's not going to be a good sore at the end after, like, the next day or day after, you're going to be in so much pain. You're like, wow. Like, if you really stretch, you're letting your muscle fully absorb everything you just did to it. Yep. And letting it heal, letting it properly, like, relax, and
your recovery time is less.
Your recovery, And so, like, because when you work out, you're tearing your muscle a little bit. So if you stretch and you let it relax and really, like, stretch out after you just tightened it up, because working out, pushing and pushing, you're tightening up all your muscles. And so, like, if you finally just let it relax, it's huge. So make sure you're stretching before and after your workouts. I cannot push that enough.
Yes. Our next one, agility, man, like, that's another one that speaks for itself as well. I've been in sports pretty much all my life, so agility, like, pretty much agility, speed, balance, like, all that stuff it comes with the whole ordeal, right? I don't even think that's the right word to use, but it comes with the whole package.
Yeah.
But agility is pretty much, it's just the point in changing the body's direction efficiently. And, it requires a combination of balance and speed and strength. One good explanation or one good example for an exercise for agility, ladders. You ever heard of ladders, right?
Yep.
All right. So I have this ladder, especially, like, before leg day for my clients. I literally pull out this ladder, and they hate me.
My clients hate whenever I pull out the ladder too.
They're like, "Come on, I'm like, he was like, "Well, I just got off the Stairmaster." I'm like, "Well, that was your warm up. That's fine. We're about to hit this warm up real quick, and then we're about to get into leg day."
What's your favorite thing to put somebody through on a ladder? Like, what's your go-to?
In and outs.
In and outs, I love those too. But for some people as well, like I use a ladder for my older clients that have balance issues.
Yes. That's actually a good exercise for balance.
So, because it makes them really think, like, doing in and outs or even side steps or even just like walking and skipping a box or,
walking up, skipping one, coming back. Yeah.
Yep. Or just doing walkthrough of in and outs. Usually in and outs you're jumping through, like making it really quick. But for somebody who has balance issues, you slow it down and they just walk through, and it's actually a challenge for them to stay balanced and to get in the correct box and everything like that, not skip one or not trip or something. So the ladder can be used in so many different things. I love it.
I love the ladder, honestly. I used to hate it though when I went through like basketball training and like, oh my god, come on, can I do suicides, bro? Like I'd rather just do those.
Right? Or when we were skating, I hated the ladder because it was just like they put me through some crazy workouts on that. And I'm like, what is this? I just got off the ice for 2 hours. But no, I feel like how we said it's a combination of speed and balance and your strength. But balance is like, I really feel like that's what gives you the ability to move and walk and be able to function.
Psychological sense, man.
Yeah, and when you lose that, it's really difficult. And that's my biggest, like, when you're working with elder clients, or let's say you are somebody who's older who doesn't have the best balance, sitting there and really focusing on workouts that will help you get better balance. I've had clients that, like, my one, she barely, like, it was hard for her to walk a lot when I first went with her, and now she's speedy and moving, and it's just like, you're working on your overall balance, but it's a lot of core engagement, a lot of different stuff, and just getting your body able to stabilize itself on your 2 feet without getting dizzy or weak and falling over.
The best exercise for a balance, I don't know if I'm going to say this word right, but it's the Bosu ball.
The Bosu ball?
The Bosu, BB, whatever.
I love that ball. I like, and like the clients that even are people who can't just stand on it without, like, I have them hold on to like spin bikes or something for the balance, and we do ankle mobility, or like TRX sometimes can be a little still too wobbly for some, but I for a huge one with that and the TRX is like a side lunge squat.
Yes,
that's something huge because it's more of a challenge, or even doing a small little
on the ball though, right?
Yeah. Why can't I think of it right now? A squat.
Oh, you're talking about the I know what you. Jesus.
Oh man, see, this is what happens when you're busy all day. But no, like doing like little squats, doing little things. You don't even have to get all the way down on your depth. The more you do them, the more you'll be able to. But
straight-legged squats. Straight leg squats.
No, it starts with a P.
Oh,
Forget it.
But it'll come
but basically, like, doing like side lunge squats, doing different things, like standing on that ball with one foot, doing
high knees on that bad boy too.
Trying to just squat standing on it. Yeah. Trying to stay in the middle with barely wobbling. Anything like that can really help your balance and overall core strength.
It's actually pretty funny that sometimes I do use the Bosu ball for some of my clients, and they don't have that balance. So like when they get on that ball, they're wobbling. Their foot's just going 100, and I always tell my clients, you have to think, like, literally don't focus on anything around you or me. Okay, focus on me and the balance. Right. That's all you need to focus on. And sometimes I even go through like a yoga speech so they can kind of just like get in tune with themselves.
That mindset, yeah. Okay, I remember the type of squat. A pistol squat. know why I couldn't think of that for the life of me, but I will have my client rest their front foot on the ball.
Okay.
And then squat down a little bit with the back leg. So they're not actually standing on the ball. The ball is more for a support, but it's not a hard surface that they can just rest their foot on, no movement. You have to focus on balancing on that one foot while your other foot's still kind of moving on a ball and you're holding a TRX. So that's something for my older clients that struggle with balance. Like the first day they couldn't do that, but now a couple months in, we're able to do that. It's still really wobbly, but that gives you you're thinking so much. Your whole body is being engaged. And you have to mentally think okay, I have to go down, keep my foot here, plus stay standing without falling.
You literally have to have no distractions around you, in order to focus on balance. Because balance, I mean, if your phone rings, then you got it. Let's say you got it, right? And your phone goes off. Now your mind is focused on your phone.
Right,
and
the
then you
whole
just
thing
lost all
gets
of that.
thrown off.
Yep. Another thing is speed. Speed comes with, I would say, our runners. Yeah. That's your long distance runners.
You're even
marathon runners,
right? And sprinters.
Yes.
People who are sprinting for more of a short distance than long distance, but they're the ones that really
That's your anaerobic.
Yeah, they have the most speed. Where cardio, you might have speed, you might run a little bit, but
it's not as much as
a runner would.
Yeah.
But running definitely takes your muscular strength and endurance to really get through a run.
Yep.
As well as using your adrenaline and really, really focusing on that breathing aspect. As someone who has asthma, running is not my go-to. Running does not work out for me because when my lungs start just getting that pressure of running, it's I can't even breathe properly if I try. Because my asthma is girl, I'm right here.
Okay.
you we're not supposed to be doing this.
So why you put me through this?
Right. So it's then that's my biggest thing with people too, is if you have asthma or something with your lungs that you're not capable of performing something with that speed, slow it down or find something different that works for you. Yeah. Because putting yourself through that just because somebody else said it was a good workout doesn't mean it's good for you at all, because it might kill you or put you in harm because your lungs aren't capable to perform like that. And breathing is a huge aspect when it comes to your speed and endurance and everything.
Yeah, you definitely want to work. If you have a hard time breathing in an exercise, there's a lot of breathing exercises that you can do. Or you can look them up. I mean, it's really not that hard.
Yeah. I really tell people to when you're first starting out, really think about breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, keeping your back straight, your chest up, out, and having that just direct angle up and down. Your posture's correct, and just breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, because a lot of people forget to do that. They breathe in through their mouth, out through the mouth, and your lungs are not getting the proper amount of oxygen to put back in them to keep up with the speed that you're putting your body through and the intensity that you're putting your body through. So there's a huge, huge amount of techniques and ways to really work on your breathing. And I was reading something, a girl could never run, and now she runs marathons, and she talks about how much breathing is 90% of it.
Yeah,
you can run, but if you can't breathe properly, you're not going to make it the distance you want.
Yeah. And
because your lungs will just kind of give up on you very quickly. Your lungs are a huge muscle that are just, when they're overworked, they'll shut down quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I have a client that runs, that does little marathons here and there. So when she has one coming up, we'll do exercises for about, usually it's a month away when she tells me. So, like, we'll do exercises based on getting her prepared and ready for it. So we're always either on the treadmill
and doing, like, the pause and go runs where it's like you run for a minute and then, like, at a high speed and then you jump off for a second.
Yep. Because you can stop in a marathon. It's like you don't have to run the full thing.
And you don't have
to
sprint
jog.
to it, right? Yep. And, like, but I think a lot of people, when they're preparing for it, they'll train, like, a whole marathon distance, like, run and, like, jog it out. But then they'll also do those quick sprints and take a pause and then sprint and, like, do that for 30 minutes, you know, to really get their heart up so their heart and lungs are capable of going that distance.
Yep. I 100% agree.
So you kind of want to go into, like, tasks and everything?
Yeah. Tasks. These are pretty much... it's pretty much just a person that is fit for a particular...
task.
Particular...
I don't know
how to explain that.
We need to.
So it's kind of like a person that is physically fit for a specific job.
Or specific sport. Or specific thing that they're putting their body through. For example, you know, like people in the military, they are specifically trained for these crazy workouts, for these crazy, you know, battles. Or if you ever talk to somebody in the military, boot camp, anything, like Marines, the way they
Marines
train,
are the worst, actually.
The way they train is insane. I give them props because that is some of the hardest stuff. Or, you know, let's say you're a professional football player. They train different than professional baseball players.
And they train wrestlers from professional basketball players.
Or, like, figure skaters. They train so different. So, really, runners. A task is, like, more so what your body is being trained to do specifically. You know, you could be a bodybuilder. You train different than just the average person who might just work out for health.
Yep.
You could be a weight trainer or a power lifter. You know what I mean? You know, powerlifting is different than bodybuilding too. Just because, like, bodybuilding, people think it's all this heavy weight, which a lot of times it's not.
It's not.
It's lightweight and lots of reps. It's lots of continuous movement, where powerlifting is a lot of weight for a short amount of reps. You're going to max out. You want to consistently do that. So it's what you're really training your body to do, what task you're really trying to accomplish. And, like, you know, with me, I train because I want to be an athlete again. Like, that's my goal, is to be, like, full-on athlete. I don't want to just be, like, a bodybuilder or, like, a weight. Like, I just train in the gym. Like, the goal is athlete. So I train more so till failure on reps than I do.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about earlier.
Right. I told Steven about this earlier, about, like, my workout. Because he was like, what'd you do? Like, how many reps that... It's more so I'll go, like, 4 sets until failure. I go until failure, take a few second break, you know, and then pause for a minute, rest, and then go back into it. Let my body take a second, rest, and then go back till failure. Because I want to push my body to its limits to basically train for that, to be an athlete more so than just someone who lifts weights.
And, you know, sometimes what I would do... I'll do the same thing, but what I do is, let's say I'm doing legs, and I'm doing platform goblet squats, right? Obviously, you know, I use kettlebells, especially if I'm doing, when I'm doing legs. It's just my preference. Because it hits differently than you holding up a dumbbell. For me, it's a whole different experience. Right. So usually what I would do is, you know, I'd get done with my 4 sets, sometimes 5, and then on the burnout, which would be no weight, and I'm just burning out to as many as I can in that one set, you know, until I just fail, until I, like, literally bust my ass.
Falling. Sometimes instead of just doing body weight, I do a heavy weight. Like, for an example today, for a superset to start my workout, I did elevated heel goblet squats into a forward lunge.
Those are really, really
So
good.
You goblet squat with your heels elevated, and right when you come up from that squat, you go into a forward lunge, come back to a squat, go into another forward lunge on the opposite leg. And when I tell you, I was done. Like, I was over my workout, and that was just the beginning.
Yes.
Because those are killer. I wanted to put them at the end, but I was like, if I put this in the end, I won't be able to do that.
Right.
So you need to start, because that's more of like your heavy compound lifting, different stuff. So it's like, you need that in the beginning, or else you're not going to be able to survive it in the end, especially with the workouts I put myself through. But that is like a huge one to really like incorporate all of it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I had my client Ashley do that. She's like, can we do this? I was like, girl, we can do whatever you want to do.
I feel like some of those workouts, like, that's something I've done for a while, but for people who just watch TikTok or be on Instagram and be like, let me try this new fitness thing, there's some influencers that do those workouts, and people go and try them, and I'm like, your form's completely off, let me help you. But, like, that's one that it's so hard to get the right form. Like, I don't have a weight, like, a belt anymore, and that's, like, something I'm about to go get, is, like, a new lifting belt, because your back is like huge. If you don't have the correct form and posture, your back is gonna kill you, and that's one of them that you're like, your legs are already burning. Yeah. Like, if your back starts hurting, it's like, oh no.
Well, you know, the crazy thing is, when I deadlift, I used to use a belt. Yeah. You know, because I have lower back issues, but then going through, I've learned that deadlift hits your lower back.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to have that pain regardless.
Right. So it's pointless to have that belt, because the belt sort of kind of prevents injury, yes. But
so I wouldn't say it's really pointless, but if you don't know how to properly position your body, you need it.
You need it for sure. But if you know what you're doing, and you know the right form and technique to use to deadlift, the belt's not needed, because again, the belt does protect you, but it also it doesn't. It
kind of holds you back in a sense from getting the full movement.
Yep.
But I really suggest, like, when I do deadlifts with a, like, let's say 100 pounds or like 110 pounds, I don't need that belt. But if I go up above that, that's where I'm like, okay, I should probably have a belt, just because it's no longer the muscle soreness and fatigue of, like, from the workout. It's like, okay, that doesn't feel like 100% right. I'm actually kind of hurting my back, because no matter what, with that heavy weight, your back can't just sustain itself just standing there. So when you're in a heavy weight, you do really want a belt, just because it's like, you need something that's helping your body, because you can't at that point fulfill that.
I want to talk about that too.
Right, and I kind of really want to just say that, like, it's very important to understand that you need to have rest periods and just properly rest your body. You know, a huge goal for muscle development and growth is 8 hours of sleep, which is your biggest thing. Resting your body, getting a proper amount of sleep. But when you're in sets of workouts and different things like that, really, really push to have rest periods, 30 seconds, a minute, depending on what you're doing. I always say to stick between 20 to like 50 seconds.
Yes,
You know, because there's some things that you can stop for a second and then get right back into it, but you need to let your body recoup after that heavy lift or that amount of reps. Like I said, I work till failure on my sets. So if I'm doing 4 sets, I'll give myself about like 50 seconds between, so my body can reset, cool down for a second, and then go in again. And it resets itself, basically.
And then just in general, any type of physical activity, you must contain a proper diet and nutrition. And that's very important. I mean, we definitely went over that in the last episode.
Yeah, and I know, so what we're planning is probably next episode, we're really going to get into nutrition, meal prepping, macros, breaking a lot of that down for you guys so you have a better understanding. I know in the beginning of my fitness journey, nutrition was like the one thing I had no idea really about, because you look up things and you hear just about everything.
Yep.
Go on this diet, try this, do this, until I really, really learned about macros and how to break them down, and really fuel your body with the correct amount of protein and fats and carbs and just about all the little details of nutrition instead of just being like, oh, I ate a piece of chicken with some broccoli. Like, that's not good enough to really get the full development of your body and getting the proper nutrition to heal your body after what you just put it through.
Yes.
So that's what we're probably going to cover next episode, is really get into nutrition and break that down for you guys. But just make sure you are eating a highly nutritious meal plan. You know, you don't have to be on this diet. I hate the word dieting and I hate that, but really make sure your overall lifestyle of diet, which is what you eat on a day-to-day basis, is a very highly nutritious meal, not just a little bit of protein or a little bit of this. You really need a lot of stuff.
I know that I know some people that this guy that I know, he's been on this same diet for 4 years, I swear.
Really?
I mean, chicken, rice, and vegetables.
That's all he eats?
That's all he eats.
Oh, that gets so boring.
And you gotta switch it up a little bit.
You gotta change it up. And
it doesn't have to necessarily be chicken. I mean, it can be...
I do ground turkey.
Ground turkey,
I get
rice.
bored of chicken and...
Switch up your rice. Do
the
quinoa.
Meal, right. So the meal prep that I did last week was ground turkey. I did sweet peppers that I sauteed in a pan. And then I did mixed vegetables, steamed vegetables, and I have chickpea rice, which is higher in protein.
So good too.
Instead of just regular rice, because regular rice is a lot of carbs and stuff, and I'm trying to be more careful with that. So it's the chickpea rice is higher protein, and with that, with a little bit of sriracha, and some spices, you throw it all together, girl. That's one of my favorite ones. Or there's so many different recipes. I should really on my Instagram start posting my recipes, because I've been coming down with some really good nutritious things, and I'm I should really share this. The air fryer is now my best friend, so
I swear to God, I have a Instapot, man, and that is my huge friend. You can cook anything. You can cook a cake in that bad boy.
I know, you can cook everything. It's so weird. But okay, I kind of want to get into our 3 workouts that we want to put in the end. We're going to kind of finish it up with that. I feel like we covered a lot today
We did.
A lot of the fundamentals of fitness and health. We went over everything. So just to recap, there are 5 components of fitness, which is your cardiovascular, muscular endurance, strength endurance, it's not strength endurance, muscular strength. Body composition, flexibility, just balance,
agility,
speed, and then basically your overall task of what you're doing.
Yep.
So that's the 5 components, and that's even more than 5. But those are the components.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that.
Right.
That was definitely more than 5.
So the main 5 are your cardiovascular, muscular endurance, muscular strength, and flexibility and body composition. Which those are mainly your 5. The other things are more broken down and added on from stuff that I feel like me and Steven kind of go through with school and what we see with our clients and different stuff that we wanted to add in for you. But you kind of want to get into these workouts a little bit?
Yeah. The first workout I love doing them, even though I hate cardio. I love doing them. I love putting my clients through them.
I feel like everything we're talking about for workouts is more of a cardiovascular base, we want to put because that's huge with with the components of fitness. So get into the first one. So
the first one is burpees. If you don't know what burpees are, they pretty much just provide a full body exercise without weight.
Right. So basically, you're jumping up and then down into a push-up and
back up. But you're going into a push-up. So you're doing a push-up, jumping back up, jumping to the sky, back down again.
Right. In a full, quick rep.
Yes. This is no slow. I like to do these timed. 60 seconds usually.
Have you ever done them with the Busu ball?
Girl, so I had a client do it with a Busu ball. He doesn't like me.
Yeah, they never do, but honestly, they're kind of fun. I almost hit my head one time doing them.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I was just really drained, and I was just trying to get that last one in, and I, slipped a little bit. But I haven't done burpees since before I hurt my shoulder. I'm really scared that jump down to the push-up is going to, mess up my shoulder. Take it easy. I know. I'm going to start just kind of walking through it more so than instead of that, fast-paced speed.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to start doing them again. But, yeah, my shoulder injury terrifies me to do a few exercises.
I mean, with that burpee, too, if you're looking for a great conditioning exercise, burpees are the best conditioning exercises that you can do.
And just alone, a burpee can be your full workout. If
yes.
you do, let's say you do a higher set amount. So, let's say you do, 5 to 8 sets of, 10 burpees. That's going to be a 15, 20-minute workout, but you're working your whole body. On top of that, you're doing cardio.
Yep.
So you're getting everything in. If you need a quick workout, let's say you got 20 minutes, do 5 sets of 10 burpees, and there you go.
Break it down for them. What are you getting in a burpee other than cardio?
So you're getting that jump is really working your legs, right?
Yep.
When you go down into that push-up, you're working your arms and your core because it's almost like a plank too. You're not holding it, but you're overall activating your core. So you're hitting your arms, you're hitting your core, and you're hitting your legs, which is your full body,
Yeah.
And then the cardio, because you're doing it the high reps, you're moving your body so much, you getting your heart rate up. But the huge part of burpees is your core.
Yes.
That's because you have to have that core stability in order to get that jump, to get down into a push-up and go up and down and back up,
Yeah. And, definitely you can perform burpees with any other type of exercise to burn more fat and improve your endurance for sure. So just a food of thought.
Yeah, burpees is something huge I put in to build a lot of people's endurance up because when people come to me, they usually don't have the best endurance, and burpees is
that's
something.
Why they need us.
Yeah. So I kind of want you to explain this other one. This is something you do more than I do. The jump rope bounce. Yeah.
So the jump rope, I don't know why, I do know why I put bounce. So the jump rope, it's pretty much the most basic way to jump rope.
The jump rope bounce
is it's like the foundation for all your other jump rope exercises. Jumping rope is pretty much like a great full body warm up. And it's also good to input inside of your exercise as well.
Yeah.
So let's say you're doing...
it's a good active rest.
Yes.
Instead of doing
it builds that heart rate up for sure.
A plank or a wall sit, doing an active rest with a jump rope is, you're keeping your heart rate up, but you're not doing too much heavy lifting or engaging with things. But jump rope, I'm not going to lie, I'm awful at it. I trip over it more than I do anything else. So it's not my favorite one. That's why I was kind of let you explain that some. But there's more ways. I'll do without even the jump rope.
Yeah,
and that the jump rope bounce. That's kind of what you put is act like you have the jump rope and bounce on your toes, but you're getting that motion without falling on your face with the jump rope or smacking yourself in the face with it. Done that one too many times.
It improves your coordination and ability.
Right. So this last one I want to get into.
Or agility, I'm sorry. Ability.
Ability.
Oh my god.
But this last one is something I kind of want to get into because this is what I did all summer. Every time Steven would call me, what are you doing? I'm at the bleachers.
Oh my god, yeah,
guys,
dude.
I literally went to the football field probably 5-6 days a week. So stair runs or even, me, I wouldn't always do fast-paced runs up if I was doing bleacher climbs. I'd probably fall on my face if I ran them. So I would kind of climb it at a faster pace, not really a run, but then I'd run down the stairs. Or you could do it on the Stairmaster. Put it at a higher speed and run it for 10 minutes. you're gonna hate yourself. Brutal. It's brutal. I mean, I do 5 minutes. Not even. I'll run it for a minute and then walk for like 2 and then run again because like my lungs, again, asthma, she's not having it.
No.
But this is like a great conditioning exercise for like burning fat, strengthening your glutes, building powerful calves, but also overall building your body's power to perform a lot of things a lot longer. If you do track and field, football, soccer, any of these more running like sports, bleacher runs are something amazing. Bleacher runs are just great for your overall body. It's one of my favorite things, honestly. Running the stairs on the side of the bleachers is something more so I say than just like run. If you can work up to where you can run up the bleacher seats, you're amazing.
Oh yeah.
Me on the other hand, I probably will fall on my face, so I take it a little bit slower. But I do a fast pace, okay? But no, bleacher workouts are one of my top tier when it's warm outside. Like I literally sit here every day and I'm like, dang, I just want to go to the track because it's one of my favorite workouts. It builds up your strength, your power, your endurance, your cardiovascular.
Yes.
Oh, like a stair run is literally going to work your entire body. I tell people if you got 20 minutes, instead of doing the treadmill, go on the Stairmaster.
Yep.
I hate it. I hate it a lot after 5 minutes, but it's going to work your full body.
Yes. And the bleachers, that's like an old school workout.
Yeah.
That's like before gyms were even
a thing.
A lot of people just went out to the track and just ran. They flipped tires, bleachers, things like that. Bleachers were a big thing, especially
it's
for
kind of more of like a CrossFit workout when you're doing like the tire and the bleachers and everything.
I love the tire.
I do too. I told my clients. I do too, but mine's hidden away, and I need to pull it out. Because I told my client the other day, I was like, next week I'm pulling the tire out, and she was like, oh no. I said, oh yeah. She goes, wait till it's warm. We'll do it outside. I said, I don't care if it's warm or not. We're doing it. I love it, but. That kind of like wraps up our episode today.
It does.
I know our last one was long because we were off for a week, but we want to keep it shorter, sweet, simple for you guys. But I do want to mention we now have an Instagram.
Yes.
So go follow it. It's, let me pull it up to make sure that I say the name correctly because I will tell you it's probably wrong if I just say it. So it's through _eyes_of_SM. I'm gonna try to change that to make it less of the underscores because I feel like that's a bit much. But look up through the eyes of SM
and it should just pull up.
Add underscores between each word and it'll come up. We just put it out there. We have one post. If you guys could show us some love, promote it for us.
Yes.
Share it. It takes 2 seconds. Put it on your story. We would greatly appreciate it. But, yeah.
I mean, so let's talk real quick here.
Okay.
So our first guest, George.
So George is a trainer at one of our gyms, the one that Steven works out of. We work at Anytime Fitness. We have our owners own 5 of them? 6. Well,
I don't know.
I always forget when I count them as people. But, we own a good amount, but Steven works at one. I work at another one. George is the trainer at the one. He's actually the
PT director.
The director at that gym. He was my mother's trainer.
Oh.
I know George. I love George.
Same.
So George, he is so smart when it comes to things.
Oh yes.
He is always in school. He's always telling me something he researched. And he's in school for something now, isn't he? Or, he's just learning, so he's getting more higher-up certifications and, really getting into, a holistic health. And
he's all about the holistic health.
The holistic
oils,
thing.
everything.
And so, probably not next episode because I really want to do nutrition.
It'll probably be in a couple weeks.
Probably within the next 2 to 3 episodes, we'll get him on here, and it'll be more so we just talk with George and pick his brain, see what he knows, and give you guys a different perspective from a different type of trainer.
He's really good with stretches, too.
And he's amazing with stretches. He's amazing with elders. He's amazing with so many different things. And he has been in this field longer than, I think, both of us.
Yeah, he's like 41.
Yeah, and so this is something huge with him. He loves it. So we're going to get him on here soon for you guys.
Yes.
Give you guys a different aspect of things. And then we will have more guests to come as well.
Yes.
But if you guys could, please share our Instagram, go follow it, go like our new post, please react with and comment on our post, comment things you guys want to hear about, comment questions you might have, DM us, send us anything really we can help. We want to make episodes related to you guys and personable to you guys if we can. So if you guys want us to talk about something, let us know, and we'll put it on there for an episode.
Oh yeah.
So please share, subscribe, follow us, put it out there. We are so excited. This is episode 3, and we're coming in hot.
And it's crazy because we low-key are being heard all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, India, the UK. I'm sitting here, I'm like, there are people in the UK listening to us?
Right.
What?
Literally first episode. It started going around. So, guys, when I tell you I manifest this to pop off, we are coming.
We are coming.
We are coming
and
in
we're coming
hot.
strong.
And it's, what I tell everyone right now, I said it's Booties and Bodies all 22.
Period.
And it's our podcast as well.
Okay.
So, round of applause for me and Steven. We're going to get this shit. We're getting going. And we'd love to have you continue this journey with us. So, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Peace.